Hello, what's up? Happy Saturday. Good day to you all. I hope you are all having a great weekend. I see Tipsy, I see Cole, what's up? Good to see you guys. Let me know if you can see me and hear me. Everything good? Are we good? Let me know. We are, what does that mean, Cole? Yay, you guys can see me and hear me. Hey, I see Tipsy with a new badge out there too. Nice. Shout out to you, Tipsy. We're going to be covering Lee Komoroski today. I'm sure this case has been talked about recently as her trial starts on Monday, December the 2nd. So we are going to be covering her case. Let's just get into it. It's trigger warning. It's pretty brutal, but I do have some court documents we're going to read, some clips, and the first jail phone call. So I do have all her jail phone calls pretty much thus far. I'm waiting. I just made a payment on a new set of them, and I will be getting the next set as well. But as of right now, the reason why I wanted to cover her case was because I feel it's important we cover it. She has trial on Monday, and I have all the jail phone calls, and those are sometimes hard to get or very expensive, either or. So I do have some that I'll be playing from phone calls. If you don't follow them, phone calls from prison, I do mod over there, so make sure you guys sub up. I will drop their link down below in a second. But I do have a lot of the calls that I got from the police department myself. So the first call that we're going to play today is from phone calls, but thereafter I will be playing my own phone calls from her being in jail. The way the police department sends them or sent them to me, girl, let me tell you, they didn't send them labeled. They just sent me like 100 calls, and they all have serial numbers on them. And I'm like, a day, a number, like, is there any order to these? Because it's hard to go through and figure it out, but it's taking me hours and hours. So I will be playing those phone calls from here on out. Like I said, I did get them through FOIA, and I did pay for some of them. So pretty excited about that. Let's get started. Lee Komoroski case. I do have a PowerPoint. Like I said, we're going to go through some court documents, and then we'll play a few clips, and then the jail call that I have. So let's get started. Hey, Brady. Good to see you. Hey, Scott. Good to see you as well. I see Fever in here, jumping in here. What's up? Good to see you guys. Thanks for being here. This on your screen is Lee Komoroski. I don't know why the title got cut off. I'm sorry. Lee Komoroski on the left, and this is a couple that got married on February 28th, 2023 in Folly Beach, South Carolina. This is Samantha Miller and Aric Hutchinson on their wedding night. Very beautiful couple. This is them again here, another photograph of them. I'm just showing them so you can put them based on who we're talking to as we go throughout the case. And then this is Samantha Miller, 34 years old at the time of the incident, which was April 28th, 2023. So Samantha and Aric had just gotten married. It was their wedding night, and they were driving away from the reception in the back of an LSV golf cart with Aric's brother-in-law and Benjamin and their son. And a Toyota Camry at 65 miles per hour hit them. And the person driving that vehicle was Lee Komoroski. She was driving 65 miles per hour in a speed limit zone of 25 miles per hour. And they were driving from the reception to their hotel room. And the impact was so intense that it threw the car about 100 yards and it rolled several times. Clearly, I mentioned Samantha because she's the one who was she lost her life over this incident. So there's 4 people in the golf cart. 3 of them were in hospital. Samantha dead at the scene. Aric, her brand new husband of that night, he had a brain injury, several broken bones, severely bruised face, he needed multiple reconstructive surgeries. We'll talk more about Aric in a second. But with that being said, Samantha lost her life due to DUI, someone drinking and driving. It's a sensitive topic. I do have a lot to say about that topic, but this live is not about me. It's about Samantha. We can talk about that on another time. But I do think that, with her trial coming up on Monday, she has been out on bail since March 1st of 2024. So Jamie has been out on bail for $150,000 bail, and she has been on house arrest, scram device. Aric did survive. The other people in the cart survived as well, but Aric had a lot to deal with, and he ended up losing his new wife, and that's traumatizing. So we're going to get started. This is Samantha Miller on the screen. She was 34 years old. I kind of gave you guys a rundown. And I'm going to skip a couple. This is Lee Komoroski on the screen. 25 years old at the time, and she is looking at 3 to 25 years, maybe 15 years, depending on other circumstances. But her trial does start on Monday, December the 2nd, 2024. And she is being charged with 4 counts of felony DUI. Yeah, it's intense. We're going to kind of go through her charges before I get started on the clip that I have. So up on the screen, it's just basically some of the stuff I haven't looked over, by the way. This one I hadn't looked over. Like I said, she is out on bail. We're kind of getting like the backstory of it all. 4 charges. She got denied bail the first time around, and she got granted it the second time because the prosecution didn't have their case ready by the specific date that they had to have it ready by per the judge. So she ended up getting out on bond. We will see a clip of that. Let's get to the next page. This is pretty much her entire record with the court, if you would, docket, starting 4/29/2023, where she had bond hearing, up to the warrant on 5/2, notice of appearance. She gets, we see that on 8/2/2023, amended bond order denied. Then on 3/1/2024, order bond modification granted. And then we basically see just a bunch of information on the jury coming up for Monday, her trial. That's where we're at with the case. I felt like we needed to go through that court information for a second. I want to show her, we're going to look through her Instagram. You guys know I like to go find people's personal. Hey, Jojo. I see Jojo in here. I did. And hello, Lori Loves Life. Good to see you both. I hope you guys are having a good weekend. This is Jamie's Instagram on the screen. I hope you guys can see that okay. We like to get the backstory, right? Interesting. You're like, why are we looking at this girl, Millie? You'll see why. We can come back to this Instagram later. She's a pretty girl. Very pretty girl. Let's move on. We'll come back to the Instagram after we see the clip and read the affidavit. Let's start with that. Let me pull it up. Bear with me. I'm looking at these court documents differently today. There we go. On the screen, we have an affidavit. We're going to read through this real quick. It says, reckless vehicular homicide, Warren, State of South Carolina, County of Charleston. Are we good? Can you guys see that? Yeah? Good. Hey, Mary Beth. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. It's nice to see you. I hope you guys are having a good weekend. We are covering Jamie Komoroski's case. We're going to go through the affidavit, and then I'll show a clip, and we'll move on from there. On April 28th, 2023, I responded to 1200 block of Ashley Avenue in reference to a vehicle. Let me zoom in on this. I'm sorry. To a vehicle accident with injuries. Upon arrival, I observed a large crash scene with a golf cart on its side up against a gray Toyota Camry with a license plate, etc. I observed multiple victims who were laying throughout the crash site. I established command and started to relay scene information as far as numbers of patients, etc. As I triaged all patients, I located Samantha Hutchinson, who was not breathing and no pulse. I also located Garrett and Aric Hutchinson. All patients were in and out of conscience, so I focused life-saving measures on Samantha Hutchinson, but she was pronounced deceased on the scene. Once all medical care was rendered, which was also rendered to Jamie, who did not have any injuries, I switched hats and started the DUI investigation with driver Jamie Komoroski. As I made contact with Jamie, I smelled an odor of alcohol coming from her breath in person. I asked Jamie if she had anything to drink, and she stated that she only had one beer and one drink with tequila about an hour ago. I then asked on a scale from 1 being completely sober and 10 being the most impaired. She stated she was at an 8. It should be noted that she stated on the scene that she was the one who was driving the listed vehicle. Officer 𝗍𝗄𝗃 overheard this as well. Also, her ID was recovered from Jamie's purse, which was located in the vehicle. Hello, the cynical one. Good to see you. Glad you made it. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. I appreciate you guys for being here hanging out. Let's move on. Based on the facts, I requested that Jamie complete a field sobriety test, which she strongly refused and became uncooperative on scene. Also, when Jamie stood up, she was very unsteady on her feet and almost fell down, and I had to help her stand. She then was placed in handcuffs and transported to the 𝗟𝗃𝗃 room by Officer 𝗍𝗃𝗃. Once I got to the headquarters, I started the 20-minute observation and read Jamie her implied consent rights, and she was also given a copy of to read along. After the observation phase was complete, Jamie refused to provide a breath sample, and her South Carolina driver's license was seized and attached to the suspension form. A warrant for 2 vials of blood was drafted, and Judge Martell Morris came to headquarters and signed the warrant. Once the warrant was signed, I transported Jamie to a hospital where I believe, I don't know what that is, MUSC, where an RN drew 2 vials of blood, which was placed in a sealed biological specimen kit, which will be sent to SLED in Columbia for analysis. Jamie was then medically cleared, and I transported Jamie to Charleston County Jail, where she was booked and under suicide watch due to her telling me in the hospital that she wanted to unalive herself. I believe that's a hospital state that Jamie had no injuries. No injuries. It should be noted that staff at the hospital gave me an update and said that 2 pertains that were brought in from the crash scene had critical injuries and 1 not make it through the night. Based on the above facts, I find PC to charge Lee Komoroski with 3 counts of felony DUI resulting in great bodily injury or death. Let's see. On or about 29th of April, 2023. Let me make sure. Okay, so I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, so there's the affidavit. And now, hey Edith, good to see you. And hello behind the mask, good to see you as well. Let's move on. Now I'm going to cover, that was the affidavit. So sorry about that. You're probably like, where'd she go? Good to see you, Edith. I'm going to share a clip. Whose favorite color? Oh, mine. Funky. I'm like, wait, whose favorite color? I'm like, Lee Komoroski's. I know this is a very sad case. Sorry, my camera shut off for a second. Now we are going to watch a video of the family regarding the case. The only time I've been to court is to watch him get sentenced. Oh, I must have missed something. I'm sorry to hear that behind the mask. We're going to play this clip of our family.
Grief is unimaginable. The sister and mother of the bride killed by an alleged drunk driver are speaking out exclusively to Inside Edition.
This isn't real, right? Like, I'm going to wake up from this and Sammy's going to come walking through the door and be like, gotcha.
Samantha and Aric Hutchinson exchanged vows at their dream wedding on a picturesque beach in South Carolina.
I've never seen two people love each other like they did.
Following the reception, they bid goodbye to their guests, including her sister, Mandy Jenkins, and mom, Lisa Miller, with whom she had shared a special dance.
But she didn't want the night to end.
No, she wanted the night to last forever.
It was perfect.
Then disaster. As the bride and groom set off with 2 relatives on a golf cart, police say they were rear-ended by a car traveling 65 miles an hour. Can you take us back to the moment that you heard?
All of a sudden, within 10 minutes, not even, we started hearing a lot of sirens, fire trucks, police, everything. And I just said something happened to Sam. I knew something happened to Sam. We were just running down the street towards the scene and all the lights and just screaming Sam's name over and over again. It was, when you think of it, it's really like a really bad movie.
Sam was killed instantly, still in her wedding gown.
I saw my mom on the phone and she's screaming and just fell to her knees and just angry, punching like the air.
When we spoke to Mandy and Lisa, they were on their way to the hospital to visit Aric, who's recovering from surgery. The family has set up a GoFundMe to cover burial costs and medical bills. We're also learning more about the suspect, 25-year-old Lee Komoroski, who told cops she had been drinking beer and tequila. Several of her Instagram photos show her as a party girl with what appears to be a drink in her hand. One year for Halloween, she dressed up with Bud Light beer logos. Sam's mom told us that in her opinion, the crash was no accident. She murdered my daughter. Now, after helping Samantha plan the happiest day of her life, her family is left planning her funeral. Do you guys remember the last thing you said to Sam?
We always said, I love you more.
Okay, so that was a little interview from her family. Hey, guilty of crime, I saw you pop in here. April 28th, 2023. And she has her trial on Monday the 2nd. So literally in a couple days. And we're covering her because I do have all the jail phone calls. So I kind of wanted to give a little PowerPoint on her case before I started the phone calls that I did pay for and get. So we're going to be covering some through phone calls and then some through what I have through the FOIA. So we're going to basically get through all of those phone calls pretty soon here. That's my goal. I'm going to play another clip from, hey, Emery, good to see you. We're going to play a Court TV, my favorite, Court TV. We're going to play a clip from Court TV, just a little clip regarding the case. And then I will move on to the bond order where she was denied. Let me know if you guys have heard about this case. Are you familiar? Are you into jail calls? I hope so, because we will be playing her jail calls here. And I hope you guys are here for it. I'm here for it. We've been covering Wade Wilson calls as well, but this is a new case. Yeah, fairly quick. She was out on bond. She got out on bond on March 1st, 2024, $150,000 bond, and she was granted it because the court wasn't ready to present her case by the specific date that the judge requested. So she's been out on bond. I'll show a video of that as well. Okay, let's see. I'm going to play this video by Court TV. We know I love me some Vinny.
Weddings are a time of celebration. Family and friends come together, supporting two people beginning a new chapter of their lives together. On April 28, 2023, Aric and Samantha Hutchinson were ready to begin that new chapter. But their story took an unexpected and devastating turn when an alleged drunk driver crashed into them after their wedding, severely injuring Aric and killing Samantha.
And Mom looks at us and says, something happened to Sam. She knew it and she felt it in her gut.
While Aric and Sam were preparing for their wedding day, court documents say Lee Komoroski set off on a day of bar hopping. She began here at El Gallo Bar and Grill, then made her way to Folly Beach, making stops at 3 other establishments, consuming beer, tequila shots, and other shots of liquor. By the end of the night, police reported Jamie's blood alcohol level was more than 3 times the legal limit. When police arrived on the scene, one officer says he could smell the odor of alcohol coming from Jamie, and when asked on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being completely sober, she stated she was at an 8. The officer also claimed he helped Jamie stand on her feet because she was very unsteady.
She made the conscious decision to get in her vehicle way over the legal limit, and she killed my sister.
As Sam and Aric left their wedding reception on a golf cart driven by his brother-in-law and nephew, Komoroski was reaching speeds of 65 miles per hour, blowing past the 25 mile per hour speed limit postings, and the result would be a catastrophic collision. Aric Hutchinson spoke about the tragedy with ABC News.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. That night going from an all-time high to an all-time low. It's pretty rough to try to comprehend. I remember waking up just kind of foggy, out of sorts, and I could see my mom's face, and you could just tell something was wrong. And
Komoroski's defense is seeking to release their client on bail and enter her into rehab, claiming in the motion she, quote, struggled with alcohol dependence, depression, and anxiety. Reports claim in jailhouse calls, Komoroski says she feels like a terrible person and her life is over, but also wants to issue an apology, and the crash was a freak accident. Komoroski is charged with vehicular homicide and 3 counts of felony DUI. In Aaron's interview with ABC News, he addressed Komoroski.
She's still an amazing human being that
Pretty sad.
should not have been taken.
Oh, so hard. Today, we heard from the parents of Samantha Miller, the victim in this case. During the hearing, they were arguing why the defendant should
I'm going to keep on playing it because her parents talk about it.
stay behind bars. Both, as you might imagine, were quite emotional.
I'm Sam's mom. I've known Sam longer than anybody in this courtroom. And yes, the defendant made a conscious decision to get into her vehicle after drinking all day and take away my daughter. So I do believe she's a danger to the community because I wouldn't want anybody else to go through this. It's torn apart our family. Other families, it's like, you didn't, I'm sorry, she didn't just kill my daughter. She killed all of us. Somebody asked me the other day how I'm feeling. Funny question, right? Ask any mother how they're feeling when their daughter gets killed suddenly. And I do know that she's had prior court dates that she did not show up, and therefore a risk for flight is definitely in place. So I would recommend that she stay where she's at until the trial. I just want to talk about one other thing, and I know that's not what it's about, but I just want to give y'all the picture of 428 at 10 o'clock when we're notified of the accident. And get out of the car, like Mandy said, running down the streets, nothing but sirens. And we were told that everybody got taken to the hospital. And then we go over there and stand there for 3 and 4 hours till almost 3 in the morning. And then my husband calls and said, Sam's still here. She's still on the street because she got killed.
Oh my God.
If you haven't experienced that moment, I wish Mom knew about it, but all I can say is one person is responsible for tearing our lives apart. And a community, our community of Charlotte, where she's from, is torn apart. So thank you for your time.
I would give anything to hug my daughter again. Anything.
Her dad.
Anything. They're gonna. If I set her a bond, they can probably afford it. And they're gonna get to hug her and hold their daughter. I just wish and pray that we all do the right thing because the wrong thing was done. If I had done this and said I got out on bond, then that's to revoke the passport. I assume that's one thing, because if not, if it was me, I'd be done. Your Honor, I just pray and hope that you can see our side of the family. We're torn. We're torn apart. We're never going to get hugged again. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. So those were her parents speaking. I know, so sad. So sad. Let's go back to my PowerPoint. Samantha on the screen. This was who lost her life that night. And due to Jamie Komoroski, trigger warning, this is Aric after the accident. Like I said, he had brain injury, head injury. He needed multiple facial reconstructive surgeries, etc. And this is Jamie Komoroski. This is who we're basically covering. She calls herself the lonely alcoholic who was booked into Charleston County due to this crime. She attended Coastal Carolina University for logistics accounting. That night, she claimed she was bar hopping all over town. We're going to cover one of the lawsuits towards all of the bars. And her BAC limit was 0.261, which was 3 times the legal limit. She was denied bond once. We're going to cover that document as well. And then on March 1st, she was let out on bond of this year, March 1st, 2024, like I said before, $450,000 due to the court not being ready to present her case. And her lawyers have been fighting, for rehab, substance abuse, etc. She does have past offenses. I did find some of them online. In the first instance, she was cited for traveling less than 10 miles per hour over the speed limit in Horror County, South Carolina. In November 2018, she pleaded guilty to driving vehicle at an unreasonable speed given by icy road conditions. And then again, she was charged for speeding less than 10 miles per hour over the speed limit in 2019, pled guilty. And then on April 5th, she pleaded guilty for failure to use turn or stop signal. So it seems like not serious offenses, but what happened this night was definitely a serious offense. Like I said, she was denied bond the first time. We're going to cover that document, and then we'll watch a little clip on it. Let me make sure I didn't miss anyone. Hey, Sarah, I saw you popping in. You're not late. You're fine. You're right on time. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Their lives. This was hard taking on everybody. Thank God. Oh, I see. I'm sorry to hear that. She takes no accountability. Yeah, we're going to hear throughout the phone calls that I retrieved from the police department how she feels and whatnot. Let's move on. So she got denied bond one time. Kind of wanted to just skim through this document real quick. Motion for bond. Jamie Lee Komoroski is a 25-year-old daughter, sister, and college graduate who had strong familial support, routinely cares for children, and has no history of violent behavior. The tragic events of April 28, 2023 are decidedly heart-wrenching, but do not alter the factors the court must consider in evaluating the appropriateness of bond for an individual who poses no future danger to the community or risk of flight. As set forth below, the personal characteristics of Jamie Lee Komoroski, coupled with her strong family support and ties to the community, heavily counsel in favor of her release from custody. Accordingly, Ms. Komoroski respectfully requests that this court consider her personal characteristics in the absence of any threat to the community or risk of flight in setting bond in this matter. The state has charged Ms. Komoroski with 1 count of felony DUI resulting in death and 3 counts of felony DUI resulting in great bodily injury based on the events occurring on or about April 28, 2023, on or around the 1200 block of E. Ashley Avenue in Folly Beach, South Carolina. The affidavit is sworn out by the Folly Beach Deputy Police Chief, described as the offense as reckless vehicular homicide. It is further alleged that Ms. Komoroski was driving under the influence. A toxicology report dated May 5th, 2023, avers the blood alcohol level for Ms. Komoroski was a 0.261. Undersigned counsel is not yet in position to evaluate the propriety of the procedures and investigative steps employed by law enforcement, as the state has not yet provided discovery to the defense. At this preliminary stage of the proceedings, however, it is important to note that it is not alleged that Ms. Komoroski engaged in any behavior colloquially characterized as road rage leading up to these events or was motivated by any malicious or premeditated desire to cause any harm to any other human being. There are no allegations that Ms. Komoroski purposefully targeted the individuals in the golf cart or had any interactions with any of them prior to the tragic events in question. On April 29, 2023, Ms. Komoroski was similarly denied bond prior to the involvement of counsel. Undersigned counsel filed appearances in our discovery motion on May 5th, 2023. This case has understandably garnered significant media attention. Certain media reports paint a picture of the accused as an unrepentant villain who ostensibly had a history of partying behavior, extrapolated from hand-picked photographs posted to social media accounts appearing to depict the accused attending a Halloween party or socializing with friends while in college. As this court is aware, such characterizations of the accused serve only to inflame public sentiment and remain irrelevant to the determination as to whether Ms. Komoroski poses a flight risk or any danger to the community. We respectfully urge the court to focus on the pertinent factors that set forth below in determining the appropriateness of bond in this matter. The circumstances surrounding these charges are heartbreaking and deeply upsetting and understandably have evoked emotional outcries for justice. The loss of life is nothing short of a tragedy, and Ms. Komoroski is cognizant of the utter devastation that engulfs this matter. These palpable emotions and the factors warranting release on bond are not mutually exclusive, however. In other words, the tragedy surrounding these allegations do not automatically make Jamie Lee Komoroski a flight risk or a danger to her community going forward. Importantly, Jamie Lee Komoroski has never been convicted of any crime, has never been accused of perpetrating violence against anyone, and has never been disciplined for even a school-related behavioral infraction, and has led a law-abiding life throughout her 25 years. The state has not alleged, and indeed cannot allege, that Jamie has ever engaged in any violent behavior in the past. To the contrary, Jamie's past has been marked by a consistent and uninterrupted history of nonviolence and good behavior. The daughter of Charles, a project manager for a family-owned glass company based in New Jersey, and Tracy, a paraprofessional for elementary school in Ocean County. As the middle child between her brother, now 24 years old, and her sister, now 30. Jamie has a tight-knit bond with her siblings and parents, and they converse on a daily basis, even since Jamie has been incarcerated in this matter. Jamie graduated high school in New Jersey from North Hunterdon High School, where she took honors class, was a 4-year lacrosse player, and balanced her study in sports with employment as a waitress at a local diner. It was working at that diner that convinced Jamie to seek further employment in the restaurant and service industry. She was told she had a vibrant and positive personality that seemed well suited to that industry. Following high school, Jamie left New Jersey for the warmer climate of South Carolina, graduating from Coastal University in 2020, where she achieved the Dean's List as a marketing major. Jamie simultaneously obtained a minor in hotel resort tourism management, which provided avenues in the restaurant and service industry upon her graduation. After graduating from Coastal Carolina, Jamie held several positions in the restaurant industry, trying, like many other young college graduates, to achieve employment, stability, and grow roots in the Charleston area, where she had made her home the last few years. Even in her early years growing up in New Jersey, Jamie consistently earned the unmitigated trust of adult family and friends, who often turned to Jamie to babysit for their children. Babysitting would become a second passion for Jamie throughout high school, college, and even after graduation. In high school, Jamie worked at a daycare for children in Lebanon, New Jersey, and was responsible for caring for children as young as 2.5 months to 4 years old, departing that job to attend college. As recently as this past year, moreover, families in the Charleston area have turned to Jamie to babysit their young children. Given the nature of her burgeoning career in the restaurant industry, Jamie was able to continue babysitting local children whose families placed their trust in Jamie. Also a self-described animal lover, Jamie became the go-to for her friends and family to pet sit when they were on work or on vacation. Jamie has struggled with alcohol dependence, depression, and anxiety. Since her college years, Jamie has turned to alcohol to cope with loneliness, stress, and often crippling levels of anxiety, which were then untreated. In recent months, Jamie's anxiety has increased exponentially, and in the last year, Jamie has sought treatment from medical professionals in the Charleston area for severe anxiety and depression. Jamie now suffers from facial tics brought on by mounting and unabated anxiety. Importantly, Jamie, with the support of her family, is committed and prepared to engage in intense inpatient substance abuse and mental health rehabilitation immediately upon her release. Jamie's family has identified several inpatient treatment facilities offering intense rehabilitation services both in South Carolina and New Jersey. Should the court grant the instant motion for release, Jamie's family will secure a bed for Jamie in the geographic location for the court's preference. Thus, if this court is inclined to release Jamie, she can then be transported directly to the treatment facility to begin her intense rehabilitation, which is not available to her in an incarceration setting. This intense level of inpatient rehabilitation is consistent with the rehabilitative goals of the criminal justice system and will help undergird any determination by the court that Jamie poses no risk or danger to the community. Upon her release from the rehabilitation facility, Jamie's family is immediately prepared to offer for the court's reconsideration a stable and nurturing environment, and more fully discussed below. Jamie's parents and siblings surround her with much needed love and support and remain steadfast in their commitment to provide a stable environment for her, should Your Honor choose to grant this motion for release. As mentioned, Jamie's mother, Tracy, is a paraprofessional working in an elementary school with special needs students in New Jersey. Come back to mom in a second. As such, Tracy's hours, while full-time, are those of an educator, enabling her to be home every day by mid-afternoon during summers and on weekends. She currently lives in Ocean County, New Jersey with her son and Jamie's brother. For his part, Jamie's brother, now 25 years old, has volunteered to assist his mother in supervising Jamie should she be released, and can then offer additional support to assist her throughout the day. Her brother, Charlie, while divorced from Tracy, maintains an amicable and close relationship to his ex-wife, remains very close to his 3 children, and is a constant, reliable presence in their lives. What do you guys think? This is the first time she got denied bond. If Your Honor chooses to release Jamie, it is respectfully requested that she be permitted to live with her mother and brother in a single-family home in Brick, New Jersey, under any and all standard or special conditions of release the court deems appropriate and wishes to impose. While at first blush it may appear that releasing Jamie to her family in New Jersey is a geographically remote, that geographical distance may prove beneficial for the families of all involved, so that Jamie is not in the vicinity of the crash site or in position to come face to face with anyone involved. For these reasons, the geographic separation that New Jersey offers provides a multitude of benefits during the pendency of this matter. It also will not increase any risk of flight because the court can impose special conditions to ensure constant oversight and necessary reporting. Of course, Jamie and her family will participate meaningfully in any and all court proceedings, including appearing in person whenever required at their expense and maintaining unfettered accessibility to pretrial monitoring and to the court. Upon her release from the rehabilitation facility, moreover, Jamie seeks to immediately engage in meaningful employment and, if afforded the opportunity, if consistent with the conditions of release. She is trained in the food and service industry and has a background in caregiving. Her strong support system will endeavor to assist Jamie in securing stable work in the community if she is released and continuing with her rehabilitation. In the alternative, however, should Your Honor not wish to grant Jamie to be at home in another state, her mother, Tracy, has indicated that she is willing to take a leave of absence from her job as a paraprofessional and secure an apartment in the Charleston area where she can similarly provide the requisite stability and oversight of Jamie during the pendency of these proceedings. Jamie is not a danger to the community. She is not a flight risk. The court may set bail conditions that can more sufficiently assure her appearance in court and protect the public. As this court knows, the South Carolina Constitution allows the court to set bail even in capital cases. The General Assembly has even gone as far to mandate the setting of bail in non-capital cases like this one. Under Section Code 1715, a person charged with non-capital offense shall, at his or her appearance before any of such courts, be ordered released pending trial on his or her own recognizance without surety in an amount specified by the court. Only two exceptions to this requirement are set forth in the statute, unless the court determines in its discretion that such a release will not reasonably assure the appearance of the person as required, or unreasonable danger will result. The statutory scheme makes clear that bail is a rule and the refusal of its exception. The exception, however, is further narrowed by the added conditions a court may impose to secure a defendant's appearance and protect the public. Should a court determine that a personal recognizance bond will not assure the defendant's appearance in court or an unreasonable danger to the community will result, the court must still release the defendant on bail but impose added conditions of bail which secure the defendant's appearance and protect the public. These conditions are: require the execution of an appearance bond in a specified amount with good and sufficient surety or sureties approved by the court. Place the person in custody of a designated person or organization agreeing to supervise him. Place restrictions on the travel, association, or place of abode of the person during period of release. And impose any other conditions deemed reasonably necessary to assure appearance as required, including the condition that the person return to custody after specified hours. In short, South Carolina law is clear. A court must release a defendant charged with a non-offense capital like Jamie on bail. The only question the court must answer are: 1, must the defendant be released on her own recognizance? 2, if not, what additional conditions of release must be imposed to ensure the defendant does not flee and does not present an unreasonable danger to the community? Under what conditions should Jamie be released? Upon release from jail, Jamie will neither pose a flight risk nor a danger to the community. Below are just some of the reasons why. Jamie has no history of exhibiting any violent behavior and has never received any behavior-related school and disciplinary infractions. Jamie is committed to immediately treating her substance abuse, dependence, and mental health issues consistent with the rehabilitative goals of the criminal justice system. Jamie has unyielding support of her mother, father, her sister, and her brother in helping to stabilize and support Jamie upon her release. Jamie has a history of caring for children, and in large measure because of Jamie's trustworthiness, a friendly character, and because children have always felt comfortable around Jamie. Why does that matter? Jamie has no connections outside of the United States and will immediately relinquish her passport. Jamie has no prior criminal record based upon the defense independent background check. Jamie is welcome to live with her mother and brother under any conditions the court imposes as the prerequisites to bail, including electronic monitoring and/or telephonic reporting. There appear to be no allegations that Jamie has engaged in criminal activity beyond the charges alleged to have occurred on or about April 28, 2023. Jamie has a cadre of family, friends, and others who support her in her request for bail and can attest her good characters. As such, this court and the community can adequately be assured that Jamie poses no danger and will appear at all court appearances as directed. It is therefore respectfully requested that the bail be set in the amount of $100,000 with the added conditions that Jamie attend and successfully complete an inpatient rehabilitation program, which she is to remain under the supervision at her mother's home in Brick, New Jersey, with frequent telephonic reporting, and that she have no access to vehicle or alcohol. Conclusion: Jamie remains innocent until proven guilty. In the light of her lack of criminal history, her strong familiar support, and her peaceable character, her commitment to rehabilitative treatment, and her mother and brother's willingness to house and support Jamie while she is on release, and the multitude of conditions the court can impose in order for bail to further protect the public and to ensure her appearance, Jamie asked the court order her release under the conditions set forth above. May 19th, 2023. So that was denied the first time around. Yeah, I know. It's tragic. This is just wild. That was the first bond that was denied. And now we're going to, I'm going to play a clip. Give me a second. Of when her bond got denied. And then we'll move on to the next. This case is so upsetting. Let's watch the judge basically deny her. This is just like a 1-minute clip, but I wanted to make sure I showed it. I'll come back to your comments in a second. I want to see what you guys are saying.
After considering all the facts and circumstances of this matter, I do indeed find that the defendant is a risk of flight and danger to the community, and I'm going to deny a bond. However, the state has until March of 2024 to try this case. If that does not take place, the defendant is to be released on a $150,000 surety bond. She will be subjected to electronic monitoring and house arrest. She is only to leave her home for medical emergency on prior order of the court. She will also be required to wear a strand monitor, which monitors the alcohol or sensor. It's a fairly sophisticated device and virtually impossible to tamper. The defendant must maintain residence in Charleston County, and there's a prohibition on driving, and she must surrender her passport. The defendant is to be commended for recognizing her alcoholism. However, in my opinion, rehab would be most effective at the conclusion of this matter. If tried and found not guilty, rehabilitation would certainly be in order. If convicted, she could take advantage of the addiction treatment unit while incarcerated in the Department of Corrections. This is certainly a very tragic situation for all concerned, and it's very unusual the way the dockets are run now. I'm the resident judge for the 12th Circuit. If this matter were in Florence County, I would, because of the very extraordinary circumstances of this case, I would expedite the trial. And I'm going to ask that both of y'all work with the Chief Administrative Judge Price to try to do that. I think it would give closure for everybody. And that's my ruling, and I'm going to ask the state to prepare an order to that effect. And I'm going to ask that the people on behalf of the defendant remain in the courtroom and allow the victim's family to leave.
That you can see our side of the.
Okay, so that was basically, I don't know if you guys could hear that, but I hope you could. That was where the judge was like, no, your bond is denied, girl. Behind the mask, I saw your comment. Yeah, I'll be back. I'll be back there sometime soon. I've just been busy. Dragonfly, what's up? Good to see you. Okay, now I'm going to play, by the way, this is who we're talking about right here, Jamie Komoroski. Her trial's coming up on Monday. She killed Samantha Miller in a DUI driving quote-unquote freak accident, as she stated. I'm going to show a video of her. I know you're like, Millie, why are you all over the place? But I'm going to show a video of her husband because he ends up suing all of the bars that she drinks at. Yeah, sues all of them. I'm going to play the video of her husband that we saw earlier in Vinny's video. It's like a 4-minute interview with him. I wanted to make sure that I shared it. I think it's important we hear from the groom.
The groom whose bride was killed by a drunk driver on their wedding night, Aric Hutchinson, is speaking for the first time about the tragedy and his fight for justice. 𝗍𝗶𝗃𝗄 was here with the exclusive interview. Good morning, Eva.
Good morning, George. Aric Hutchinson says he and his wife, Sam, were excited to get married, already planning to start trying to have kids and buy a home. Instead, now he's planning her funeral.
Sam's just got that glow.
The grief still raw for Aric Hutchinson.
She's the type that walks in a room and you notice.
Sorry.
Now speaking exclusively to ABC News in his first interview since losing his wife, Sam. The unimaginable tragedy on their wedding night 3 weeks ago, an allegedly drunk driver crashing into them as they left their reception.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. That night going from an all-time high to an all-time low. It's pretty rough to try to comprehend.
The night of the wedding, what are your favorite parts of it?
Having family, we had family, friends from all over the country, everywhere there. And everyone was just so happy. She was so happy.
One of the best nights of your life.
It was. It was.
The newlyweds sent off by their guests through a wave of sparklers, jumping in a golf cart with family, but they never made it home.
Do you remember the crash happening at all?
I don't. I wish I did. I do remember the last thing I remember her saying was she wanted the night to never end.
That was the last thing she said to you?
The last thing she said.
Just down the road from their reception, their golf cart hit by a car. Hutchinson, his brother-in-law Benjamin, and nephew Brogan were rushed to the hospital. Sam died at the scene.
I remember waking up just kind of foggy, out of sorts, and I could see my mom's face, and you could just tell something was wrong. And I asked her, "Where's Sam? Where's Sam?" And then that's when she told me it was an incident and that Sam didn't make it.
Investigators say the driver of the vehicle, 25-year-old Lee Komoroski, was driving 65 miles per hour in a 25 zone at the time of the crash. According to the toxicology report, her blood alcohol level was more than 3 times the legal limit. She's been charged with DUI and reckless homicide.
Is there anything you'd say to the driver?
No, I can't right now. She stole something. She's still an amazing human being that should not have been taken.
On Wednesday, Hutchinson filing a wrongful death lawsuit against Komoroski and several local bars and restaurants where she allegedly drank the night of the crash. Her employer and supervisor also sued, accused of pressuring her to attend a function and consume excessive amounts of alcoholic beverages that night. Her employer saying in a statement, there was no officially organized employee function around drinking, and Komoroski had just started training for the job.
This is a case about protecting communities from drunk driving. And when someone is served in excess and then allowed to leave and get in the car, is not responsible. And they'll have to be accountable for that.
For now, Hutchinson is taking it day by day, focusing in part on his recovery while trying to hold on to his happy memories with Sam and the things that remind him of her. Back home in the 3rd floor apartment the two shared, he says he still feels her presence.
Is it hard to be back here?
It's hard, but it's also nice. Like you can just, it's got Sam written all over the house. So it's nice to be here and have good memories.
And Aric has 2 broken.
So that's the husband. And like you just heard in that video, he did end up filing a lawsuit against all of the bars that Jamie visited that night. We're going to read through some parts of it. I highlighted some specific parts that I wanted to cover it about that document. Hold on, Vinny's going off on my other end. What I meant is another video was playing. All right. So I'm going to pull up the lawsuit Aric Hutchinson filed against all of the bars Jamie was visiting that night. You guys can see that? Yeah, we good? We good? All right, let's get started. So Aric Hutchinson against Jamie, Beachfront Bar, Snapper Jacks, Crab Shack, Taco Boy, El Gallo, Bottle Holdings, John and Jane Doe's 1 through 20. This is the husband who files a lawsuit against all the bars on May 17th, 2023. Let's get started. On April 28th, 2023 was supposed to be the happiest day of Samantha's and Aric's life. Earlier that week, their family and friends had arrived in Charleston for a week of wedding festivities to celebrate Sam and Aric and their love and the beginning of their next stage of life together as husband and wife. The week culminated with Sam and Aric's marriage on April 28th, 2023 on Folly Beach. The day was perfect and the wedding event went off better than either of them could have imagined. Photos from the wedding depicted the newlyweds as they were madly in love, smiling from ear to ear and filled with all the hope and promise of what could have been a truly beautiful life together. Pictured below is the happy couple. That's such a pretty picture. That's so sad. Unbeknownst to Sam, Aric, and their wedding party, Jamie Komoroski and other defendants were creating a different kind of day, one that would set in motion a course of events, ultimately transforming a fairy tale love story into a fateful night of unspeakable tragedy. On Friday, April 28th, 2023, Jamie Komoroski set off on a booze-filled day of bar hopping. This was not just any ordinary day of drinking, though. By the time her blood was drawn while in police custody at the end of the night, Jamie Komoroski was so intoxicated that her blood alcohol content was at least 0.261, more than 3 times the legal limit. On April 28th, Jamie visited several bars where she was served and consumed copious amounts of alcohol. Jamie began at El Gallo Bar and Grill. From there, she made her way to Folly Beach, where she began bar hopping down Center Street, making stops at the Drop-In, the Crab Shack, and Snapper Jacks. Despite being noticeably and visibly intoxicated at each of the establishments, Jamie Komoroski continued to be served, provided, or allowed to consume additional and excessive amounts of alcohol at each of them. I wanted to cover this because I was thinking, like, are the bars, clearly the court believes and finds them responsible here, but like, are the bars supposed to monitor us while we're drinking at the bar? Like, I always question that, but over the course of several hours, Jamie Komoroski slurred and staggered her way through each of these bars, consuming an assortment of alcoholic beverages, including beer, tequila shots, shift shots of liquor on the house, etc. By the end of the night, Jamie was grossly and dangerously intoxicated. Around that same time, Jamie was wrapping up her drunken escapade. Sam and Aric were preparing to leave their wedding reception. Surrounded by family and friends, the newlyweds were sent off on the back of a wedding-themed golf cart driven by Aric's brother-in-law, plaintiff Benjamin Garrett, and Aric's nephew, plaintiff BG, who was seated in the passenger seat next to Benjamin. They proceeded east on East Ashley Avenue towards the rental the newlyweds had reserved for the night. Meanwhile, Jamie Komoroski was allowed to leave the bars, make her way to her vehicle, and drive on public roadways in a nearly unconscious state. Despite living on James Island, Jamie, in the stupor of drunken haze, mistakenly drove east on East Ashley Avenue in the opposite direction of her home. As she headed east on East Ashley Avenue, Jamie Komoroski accelerated rapidly. Even as she blew through the 25-mile speed limit, Jamie continued to accelerate. Reaching speeds of approximately 65 miles per hour, Jamie hurtled down Ashley Avenue and slammed into the back of the golf cart in which plaintiffs were riding. As a result of the violent and catastrophic collision, each of the plaintiffs suffered terrible and permanent injuries, and Aric's new bride, Samantha Miller, lost her life. At the time of the wreck, Jamie was grossly intoxicated. Her intoxicated state was a direct and proximate cause of the collision that caused the severe injuries suffered by the plaintiffs, as well as the ultimate death of Samantha. What began and should have remained the happiest day of Sam and Aric's lives ended in horrifying and unbelievable, devastating, yet altogether preventable tragedy. Plaintiff Aric Hutchinson is a citizen of Charleston County. He's a groom innocent victim severely injured in the incident described above. As a result of the defendant's callousness, deliberate indifference, and negligence, Aric has suffered terrible and permanent injuries. Aric is also the duty-appointed personal representative of the state of Samantha Miller, his bride and wife, who was tragically killed in the incident described above. Aric was appointed personal representative of his wife's estate by Charleston County Probate Court on May 10, 2023. Plaintiff Benjamin, he has suffered permanent injuries in the incident described above. Plaintiff Alex Garrett is a citizen and resident of Morgan, South County, Utah, and she is described as a mother guardian of the minor child. Upon the information, these are the defendants that are being sued. Beachfront Bars, Snapper Jacks, these are restaurants. Folly Deli, Defendant Crab Shack, the Crab Shack, Folly Taqueria, and El Gallo Bar, and also Bottle Cap Holdings Bar or company. These are all the places she bar hopped that night. So she went to Crab Shack, El Gallo, Taqueria. She went all them places this night. They're all being sued, and he won this lawsuit, Aric Hutchinson. So clearly. Let's move on. Upon information and belief, defendant Supervisor Doe was defendant Jamie Komoroski, supervisor at her new job. Defendant Folly Taqueria, Folly Beach during the period of the subject incident. Upon information and belief, Supervisor Doe is a citizen and resident of Charleston County. Supervisor Doe committed negligent and tortious acts in Charleston County, and said acts caused or contributed to plaintiffs' and decedents' injuries and death. Defendants John or Jane Does 1 through 20 are unknown and unidentifiable at this time, but are those entities and individuals whose negligence harmed the above named plaintiffs. Samantha Miller. Defendants John or Jane Does 1 through 20 include but are not limited to owners, managers, operators, agents, independent contractors, security companies, and or other individuals or companies who had ownership, management, or security responsibilities over restaurants, bars whose negligence caused or contributed to plaintiffs and or decedents' injuries or death. Defendant John or Jane Does 1 through 20 also include but are not limited to, etc. First cause of action is negligence against Jamie Komoroski. At all times relevant to this action, defendant Jamie Komoroski owed a duty to plaintiffs BG and the descendant and the public at large to operate her vehicle in a safe and cautious and careful manner. Defendant Jamie undertook a course and pattern of conduct that she knew or should have known was likely to create a dangerous condition for the public, including plaintiffs BG and Samantha Miller. Defendant Jamie knew or should have known that she was grossly intoxicated and was unable to safely operate a motor vehicle. Defendant Jamie was negligent, grossly negligent, reckless, willful, and wanton in the following particulars, to wit: in consuming alcohol to excess on the premises of El Gallo, the Drop-In, the Crab Shack, Snapper Jacks, and John or Jane Does 1 through 20, and with the intent to consume alcohol elsewhere. Also consuming alcohol on the premises of all of these, and John and Jane Does 1 through 20 when she knew or should have known she was already intoxicated. C, in choosing to operate a motor vehicle while intoxicated. D, in failing to observe plaintiffs BG and plaintiffs decedent traveling in the same lane of travel she was traveling in. E, and failing to maintain a proper lookout. F, and failing to keep her vehicle under control. G, and violating applicable state traffic laws as to constitute negligence. H, and failing to yield the right-of-way and lane to plaintiffs. I, and failing to slow down or to stop to avoid collision. J, and failing to properly maintain her brakes, or in the alternative, to apply them in the sufficient time to avoid striking plaintiffs. K, and failing to monitor road and traffic conditions. L, and driving at a grossly excessive rate of speed. M, and traveling too fast. N, and other such and particulars as may become known after discovery has been conducted. As direct and proximate result of defendant Jamie's negligence, recklessness, willfulness, and wantonness, which was singularly, jointly, severely, in combination with occurring negligence, gross negligence, recklessness, willfulness, and wantonness of other plaintiffs, and BG suffered severe and painful injuries which resulted in severe conscience pain and anguish. As a direct and proximate result, defendant Jamie's negligence, jointly, severely, in combination with concurring with the negligence, gross negligence, and recklessness, obviously led to Samantha's death. Second cause of action is negligence against the bars. At relevant time herein, defendants Beach Bars, The Folly, Crap Shack, El Gallo, John and Jane Doe's 1 through 20 as licensed sellers of beer, wine, and liquor for consumption pursuant to South Carolina had to obey all laws and regulations regarding the sale of alcohol beverage and to exercise due care in the sale of alcoholic beverages. The defendants owed plaintiffs BG, descendant, and other members of public a duty of care to not allow patrons to become intoxicated, to not serve alcohol to intoxicated patrons, and to protect plaintiffs BG, plaintiffs descendant, and the general public from the consequences of patrons' intoxication. I'm a little confused because isn't that like what you go to a bar for, is to get drunk? Each of these defendants individually or by and through their respective employees, agents, and legal representatives breached these duties by allowing defendant Jamie to become intoxicated on each of their premises and or continue to serve her alcohol after each of them knew or should have known she was intoxicated. So there must be proof that they knew she was intoxicated. Because how do you know someone's intoxicated? Unless you actually know them, right? But obviously they probably got that on camera. Upon information and belief, these defendants did knowingly sell and provide alcohol beverages to defendant Jamie when these defendants knew or should have known she was already noticeably and visibly intoxicated. Despite defendant Jamie's intoxicated conditions, these defendants continued to sell alcoholic beverages to her, further worsening her already inebriated state. The defendants were negligent, grossly negligent, wanton, and willful, and careless, and one of the more particulars. So they basically state that she was a danger to society because she was drinking. The third cause of action is negligence, gross negligence against all of the restaurants. So we're going to skip through that. All these bars are like, damn. Fourth cause of action is single business enterprise and voluntary undertaking of duty against Beach Bar Fronts, Bottle Cap Holding Management, John and Jane Doe's. So it looks like the managers, owners, etc. I hadn't read this. I only read a little. I think I only read a little bit, but I must have read a lot of it actually. Fifth cause of action, negligent, grossly negligent against the bars. And then sixth cause of action, negligent infliction of emotional distress against all defendants. Aric Hutchinson was the husband of decedent Samantha Miller. Benjamin is the father of BG. BG is the son of plaintiff Benjamin. All the defendants acted wrongfully as detailed above. Each defendant's wrong conduct was proximate cause of the collision that resulted in the serious bodily injuries of plaintiff Benjamin Garrett and the death of Samantha Miller. Plaintiff Aric Hutchinson has suffered traumatic physical injury as a result of severe emotional distress and psychological trauma he endured as a result of being in close proximity to the witnessing and the death of his wife, Samantha Miller. Plaintiff Benjamin Garrett has suffered traumatic physical injury as a result of severe emotional distress and psychological trauma he endured as a result of being in close proximity as well. Seventh cause of action is wrongful death against all defendants. as a direct and proximate death of one or more of the aforesaid acts of negligence, recklessness, willfulness, and wantonness of defendants, singularly, jointly, severely, and in combination and concurring with the negligence of Samantha losing her life. Eighth cause of action is survival. The personal representative for Samantha Miller's estate brings this action pursuant to her estate. He is informed and believes that as direct and proximate result of grossly negligent, reckless driving in combination or to the exclusion of others, Samantha Miller experienced conscious physical pain and suffering, conscious mental anguish, and conscious emotional distress prior to her death. Further, her estate incurred funeral and burial expenses. Filed May 17, 2023. He ended up winning this lawsuit. $1.3 million is what Aric Hutchinson received for this lawsuit. Let's move on. Shall we? I appreciate you guys for being here. Oh, Juicer. Hey, Juicer. Sorry if I missed you earlier. I was too busy just reading. Cat Randall says, Cat Randall, what's up, Cat Randall? Yeah. Are you guys behaving in chat? Huh? I am never behaving. Good to see you, Juicer and Cat Randall. Hello, life artist. Hello, love. Okay, so he won the lawsuit and got $1.3 million. I did want to share the GoFundMe. Wait. Let's go back to Jamie's Instagram now. At the beginning, I was like, you guys see what I'm seeing? I just kind of wanted to go back to it, touch a couple. Okay, so now that you know about Jamie, and now we're going to go back and look at these photos with different eyeballs. What do you guys think about Jamie? Was this a freak accident as she claims? I do believe mental health issues do lead to substance abuse issues. I do believe that. One, do you think she should have been let out on bond? Two, she's looking at 3 to 25 years. How much do you think she should do in jail? I feel like she was like a bottle girl. You know what I mean? I saw a picture here, or right here. This looks like a bottle girl photo, doesn't it? If you know what a bottle girl is, then you know. This looks like a bottle girl. I know it was Halloween, but maybe she was a bottle girl at some point since she worked in the restaurant industry. Anyways, I just wanted to go back to her Instagram and show a couple more pictures of her. And then I'm going to show the GoFundMe that her Aric Hutchinson has. I know I'm like, I'm being nosy. We are not being nosy, actually. I take that back. We are deep diving. Augie, I love you. Thank you for gifting. Okay. I appreciate you, Augie. Very much so. Now, I'm going to share the GoFundMe, and then I'm going to go back to a little clip. Yeah. I'm like, I thought I had the GoFundMe saved. Oh, wait, I do. Oh, geez. Here we go. Not me being a mess over here. Okay, let's see. Who won that membership? Juicer. Yay. Juicer. That's hella a bottle girl. I know. I used to be a bottle girl. I know. Don't judge. That was years ago. This isn't about me though. Must be. Yeah. See what I mean? We can get distracted and go way off the deep end here. Okay, so this is a GoFundMe that was for Sam and Aric when the accident happened. I'm not going to read through it, but it is available. I will link it down below. I always like to share these kinds of things as we are going to see the trial starting on Monday, which, by the way, I will be covering, but I will be live later in the day. So I'll probably cover the trial later in the day. And like I said, I have all the phone calls, BD, all of them. I paid for them, waiting for some. And girl, like I said, the police department sent me a file with just a bunch of calls, nothing, no order. So your girl is having to go through serial numbers and it's wild. But I have the calls, so yay, we're gonna cover those probably like a couple nights during the week. I'll probably play a few here and there. Some are like 15 minutes, some are 5 minutes, some are like 1 minute, some are 20 minutes. There's a few video calls, and I have all of them all throughout 2023, baby. So if you're interested in the phone calls, make sure you subscribe, do all them YouTube-y things, like notifications, etc. Are we good? Housekeeping is done. All right, moving on. Oh, I wanted to go back to, before I play the phone call, I wanted to go back and finish the video we were watching earlier of my guy, Vinny. I know, you guys want the tea. You guys want some tea? Bring your teacups. Y'all are like, what are you talking about?
So she can access that if that's really what she wants. And I don't think that 3 months spending time in jail.
Wait, did we already watch this one?
And Sam was an awesome.
No, we didn't. We didn't watch this. Let me go back.
Programs in the jails. So she can access that if that's really what she wants. And I don't think that 3 months spending time in jail, 3 months is nothing. I mean, it seems like yesterday for us. And like I was saying in there, we are tore up. I mean, our family is tore up. Eric's family is tore up. Our families are in disaccord. Is that the word? Yeah. Like we're not together on one page anymore. It's just created such havoc in everybody's life. And why should she get out and just go about her merry way, you know? And I definitely don't think she should go to Jersey or anywhere around here. I think she should stay in the community where it happened and feel it like I do every time I come down here. I was here last week. Every golf cart I see. I went over to the marina and I turned around and there was the
wedding venue.
The wedding venue. And on the way home in the car, I just all of a sudden broke down and had this major anxiety attack. I didn't know why, because I see those things and I don't say anything. And it's hurtful. And she should have to see them too. That girl rocked this world, okay? She was nothing but, oh, here I go. Love and care. And she was like,
if others
she
cry,
was
I
like
cry.
An angel. She did nothing but want to make people feel good.
She's
She
sorry?
couldn't stand when she thought anybody, even a stranger, felt bad, felt sad. It was her job to make them feel better. You know, she's at Bojangles giving the homeless guy biscuits.
This is her mom, by the way.
You know, like that's just who she was. And I want people to know that she was a bride for 3 hours or 4 hours, however the amount was. But she has 34 years of who Sam was. And Sam was an awesome, free spirit, beautiful person inside. And that's what I want people to talk about.
This was a little more difficult with having people around me that I love, even though that sounds like
That's
it
her
would be
sister.
supportive. But knowing how much this has affected our entire family, standing up there and just talking about Sam and what this has done.
Were you pleased with the judge's decision on Bob?
I am so happy I could run and scream, and I'm crying happy tears. I'm very happy. I'm happy because I feel like it's been 3 months and the time hasn't been served, and she is a risk of flight and she is a danger to society. And the judge felt that.
And we're also working on planning a service for her in the near future. We kind of wanted to get through, celebration of her life. We're wanting to get through this step for sure. And then maybe have a little bit of time to breathe and be in the right frame of mind to plan that celebration for Sam.
Okay, so that was the last interview I have with her mom. I know you guys want to just hear the jail call. I know. You ready for it? All right, let's go. Before we play the jail call, though, Augie, thank you for gifting. You gifted twice, I think. So I appreciate you so much, and I love you. Let's show Jamie out on bond before I show the phone call. Let me find the video. It's like a 2-minute clip of her being released. I appreciate you. Welcome, Emery. Augie gifted you. So sweet, Augie. Appreciate you so much for supporting the channel.
A judge has set bond for Jamie Lee Komoroski, the woman accused of driving under the influence, hitting and killing a bride and injuring the groom. This happened on Folly Beach last April.
News 2's Aaron Morgan joins us in the studio with more information about this. And Aaron, court records show that Komoroski's bond was set at $150,000 earlier today.
She feels sorry
yes,
for herself.
Carolyn Brennan. And you may remember back in August, Judge Michael Nettles initially denied bond for Komoroski, but he said if there was no trial by the spring of 2024, bond would be granted with certain conditions attached. Right now, Komoroski is facing 3 counts of felony DUI resulting in great bodily injury and 1 count of reckless homicide. Like you mentioned, that crash happened in April of 2023. Authorities say Komoroski rear-ended a golf cart. The newly wedded bride on board, Samantha Miller, was killed, and the groom, Aric Hutchinson, was severely injured along with the other passengers. Reports show that Komoroski's blood alcohol level was 3 times over the state legal limit. This is video of Komoroski being released from the Cannon Detention Center this afternoon. She does have several conditions to follow. She will be placed on house arrest and be required to wear a scram monitor, which tests a person's sweat for alcohol. She will not be allowed to drive, and she must surrender her passport and remain in Charleston County.
There she is.
Today, Komoroski's lawyers released a statement about her pretrial release, which reads, quote, "We have consistently asserted that Jamie is not a flight risk or danger to the community, and she now looks forward to demonstrating her continued commitment to rehabilitation upon her pretrial release from detention," end quote.
We read that right in the bond document. So I just wanted you guys to see her out on bond on March 1st. I did, before I do the phone call, I wanted to show her mom had an incident very similar to Jamie's. Melly, you're asking like, Melly, why does this matter? But it does matter. As her mom has been through something similar all the way back in 2013. Prosecutor Thick Smoke blinds driver who hit and killed NJ fireman at Round Valley. New Jersey Forest Fire Service firefighter struck, killed during near burned Round Valley Reservoir. A sudden shift of wind sent smoke so heavy across the road that 3 drivers couldn't see a fire truck partially blocking the road with emergency lights flashing. The first vehicle narrowly missed the truck, and New Jersey Forest Fire Service Warden Jeffrey, the Jeep behind it, struck and killed the firefighter near Round Valley Recreation Area. The SUV was a third in line, clipped the fire truck and the Jeep. Hunterdon County prosecutor released these findings this evening as a result of the preliminary investigation into the death of Schuer, who was working a Forest Fire Service controlled burn with the crew alongside Lebanon Staten Road when he was unalived. The accident happened on March 28th on about 11:30 a.m. Schuer was 35 years old with a 6-year veteran of the fire service and a 21-year veteran of the Reddington Township Volunteer Fire Company. And there's a picture of him. According to Kearns, the controlled burn required the fire apparatus to move frequently. At the time of the crash, the fire truck was stopped and partially blocking the northbound lane of travel. The fire truck had emergency lights operating. He said it appeared that Schuer was operating a hose reel on the driver's side of the fire truck and was in the southbound lane when a sudden shift in the wind brought heavy smoke into the roadway. While this happened, Kearns said 3 vehicles approached in the northbound lanes, but the smoke was so heavy that they couldn't see the fire truck until the last second. The first driver, Kearns said, swerved and missed the fire truck and firefighter. Immediately behind was a 2010 Jeep Liberty driven by Tracy Komoroski, 52 of Lebanon. That's Jamie's mom. The prosecutor said that Komoroski swerved to avoid the fire truck in the northbound lane and hit Schuer. None of these drivers reported injuries at the scene, and no tickets have been issued. Kearns said, although the investigation is not closed. The prosecutor said this was a tragic accident, and our deepest sympathy goes out to Mr. Schuer's family. So Jamie's mom had been through a similar ordeal with seeing someone unalived due to a driving incident. And now, this is Jamie on the screen. Her trial starts on Monday. I will be covering it here in the evenings. Like I said before, I do have all the jail calls, so bring your popcorn, whatever you want to bring it. We're going to have a little fun time during the week nights, and we're going to be listening to these jail calls. Like I said, I have them all. I do mod for phone calls from prison. I will be playing theirs tonight, and then thereafter, I will be playing the ones that I got from the police department through FOIA. What's up, prison guard? Good to see you. Is this your first time in chat, prison guard? Appreciate you for being here. Okay. You're like, Millie, let's get to the call. Let's get there. Ready for the jail call? Here we go. This is her first jail call after she was arrested with her dad.
Hey, honey. I don't know how to get back onto speakerphone. I don't want to hang up on you, so I'm going to talk to you like this. Your mom is next to me.
Where are you guys?
Huh?
Where are you?
We're at the hotel in Charleston.
I'm so sorry.
Jamie, listen, there's nothing to be sorry about. It's a tragic accident. You did not do anything on purpose. It was a tragic accident, okay? All right? You don't need to tell me ever that you're sorry for what happened. You understand? Huh?
Yes.
Okay? You don't need to be sorry to me. I'm just thinking about you and your well-being. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. We were down at the detention center, trying to, well, first of all, we put some money in your commissary. Okay. Huh?
Yes.
All right. So that you have, I think it's like $95 they let us put in. All right. And I'm also trying to set up video conference visits. I have my information in for approval with the detention center. Okay.
Okay.
All right. I already gave information to attorneys in New Jersey, and we're going to get you the best attorney there is in South Carolina, in Charleston, okay? The best, okay? Grandpa and Grandma are behind it 100%.
I don't think I'm going to get out of here for a long time.
Well, Jamie, you're definitely gonna be there for a while for sure, okay? So you're gonna have to toughen up and get through, okay?
Toughen up. Like, I don't think they're going to let me out on bail or anything.
Well, we're going to work on that. They didn't let you out on bail on Saturday, but now what we're going to do, and we're going to get this attorney. I mean, one of the issues is it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right? So one of the issues is tomorrow an attorney is going to be contacted to find the best attorney in Charleston, the best of the best, and then they are going to start taking over and working on your case. Okay.
Okay.
They have to go and take you to the circuit judge. You have to go in front of the circuit judge. It's the judge for the whole area. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take a while, Jimmy. You're going to be there a while. Okay. We're doing everything we can, the best of the best.
I am so sorry. This is such a bad mistake. I just wish it didn't happen to me. I'm not a bad person, and I never meant to hurt anyone. I can't believe this is my life. Evan's gonna be gone and my whole life is gonna be over.
Jamie, your life is not going to be over, but it's definitely going to be affected. You understand?
Oh my gosh.
I'm having a hard time hearing you.
I said, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I just can't believe this happened to me. Why me, Dad? Why me?
It's just one of them things, Jamie.
Why me?
One of them things.
Why me?
You know, it's just, it just happened. You know, it was a mistake. It was, What's that?
Yeah. Okay.
I'm having a hard time hearing you.
I said okay.
Okay? So listen, you're going to have to get tough. You're going to have to, you're going to have to do what you have to do to, do the best that you can while you're there, okay?
Oh my God, okay. I have to say goodbye to Evan, my cat.
Don't worry about Evan and the cats and stuff right now. You worry about yourself. You understand? Okay? Everybody is all taken care of. Everything's good. There's nothing that you can do, and don't worry about anything. Just take care of yourself. Worry about yourself only. Do you understand? Faith is going to take care of the cat. You know that.
I'm just so sorry. I'm just so sorry.
Huh?
I'm so sorry.
I need a pause. She doesn't sound well there, in my opinion. And aren't you guys so excited that I got these calls? Like, after this live, I literally got the calls from the police department. Tell your grandma, tell your mammy, tell everybody.
Listen, it's at this point now, you can only do exactly what you're doing, okay?
Okay.
All right? You're going to have to get tough, baby. You're going to have to toughen up. That's not a place for, somebody that's not tough. Do you understand?
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
So breathe and hold in. Are they taking care of you?
Yeah.
Yes? Are they being nice to you?
Yes.
Okay. Listen, you just have to, you're just going to have to stick it out. You're going to have to get tough and stick it out, baby. Okay?
Oh my God. I'm going to be here for years and years and years and years and years and years.
Listen, we're going to work on that. You just get through the first day. Get through the second day. Get through the first week. Get through the second week. Take it day by day by day.
I can't.
You're going to have to tough it up, baby.
Dad.
Okay?
I can't. I'm just I want it to be all over.
You have to. It's not going to be over. You can. You have to. You understand? You have to. Understand?
Yes.
You take care of business in there. Okay? I'm counting on you to take care of business.
Why is she
okay? Take care of yourself. You understand? Don't listen. Suck it up. So don't. You're gonna have to. Things are gonna be very difficult. Okay. I'm trying to set up so that we can have video conferencing because no one's allowed to visit at the detention center since COVID started. There is no in-person visits.
I'm so sorry. You guys have to drive all the way
You don't need
down
to be
here.
sorry, Jamie. You need to be tough. Okay?
Oh my God, okay.
Me and Mom love you more than anything in the world, and we are 150% behind you, and we're going to do everything we can to help you.
Dad.
Did you hear me?
Yes.
We love you so much, and we are going to do everything we can to help every single thing.
I'm so sorry.
You don't have to tell me you're sorry. Do you understand me?
I
know that you're sorry. I know you made a mistake. But guess what? It's over, and there's nothing that can be done about it. Now we have to think about today and tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
All right? There we go. Think about today and tomorrow. Think about getting through today. Think about getting through tomorrow. It happened over the weekend. Things are a little, kind of wonky because today is Sunday, right?
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
Okay. Suck it up, girl. You're going to have to get tough in there. Do you believe me?
Yes.
And don't you think anything else. Do you understand?
Okay.
Okay? Don't think any other way. Just get tough and get through it.
Okay.
Mom and I, we're here. We're going to be here for the week at least. And we are doing everything we can. Grandpa and Grandma already said whatever it takes, no matter what, we are going to do the best that we can. Okay?
Like, her dad is a good dad. But is he an enabler? I don't know. Just a question for you guys.
Okay.
All right?
Yes.
Everybody's doing everything they can.
Mm-hmm, girl.
Now, you have to do everything you can. And that's getting tough and getting through this.
Okay.
All right?
Yes.
There you go. That's better. And, it's only the first day or two. So things are like crazy in your mind. Just try to relax your mind and tough it out, baby. You got to get tough and tough it out. Don't go stalk on me now.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Don't worry about anything. I have everything taken care of. All right?
Okay.
Your cats are taken care of. Evan's just fine. He feels horrible. But don't worry about him. You worry about yourself. Don't think about anything about it except for yourself. Just take care of yourself.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Now, I don't know how many times you can call. I don't know.
I have no idea.
Is there anybody that you can start talking to about stuff like that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Start talking to them. Make sure, somehow, remember what they're telling you. If they're telling you things that you can and cannot do, you have to remember so that, we can talk to you as many times as we can, right?
Okay, Daddy.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Where are you at right now?
In jail?
I can't hear you.
I'm in a cell, the medical unit.
Okay. That's the best place for you right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how did you get a phone?
They gave me this iPad.
You have an iPad.
Tablet
How
thing,
often
yeah.
can you use it?
Not sure.
All right. These are the things you're going to have to find out, what the rules are with that iPad. You understand?
Yeah.
I don't know. We don't know how many times you get the call, okay?
Okay.
We don't know how many times we're going to get the video conference, okay?
Okay.
Okay? These are the things you're going to need to find out so that we we do everything properly and we don't end up using up your phone calls all real quick and then we don't get to talk to each other, okay?
Okay.
Now that iPad is going to be used for video conferencing, so take care of that then, okay? You take care of that iPad.
I will.
Okay?
Yes.
All right. You take care of that. Remember, you have like $95 in the commissary in your account. So,
I'm going to be here for a long time. I'm going to be here for a long, long time.
Yes.
Jamie, you are going to be there for a while. I'm not going to lie to you. Lying to each other is not going to help. right?
Like 10 years.
Huh?
Like 10 years.
We are going to work that. Don't you worry. It's not going to be that. I'm going to do everything to shorten the stay. Do you get it?
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
You know, if you think right now that you just think about being there for the next month, okay? We'll deal with the following month that month, okay?
Oh God, okay. Yep, I'm going to be here forever.
Listen, you're not. Just worry about this month, okay? Worry about this month. Worry about today. Worry about this week, okay? We will work on the rest, okay?
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
Don't give up hope. Do not give up hope. Do not give up on yourself.
Okay.
Okay? You're going to be
All right.
okay. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be hard. I'm not lying to you. It's going to be really hard. But you can do this, and you have to take care of yourself.
Okay.
And we are going to do everything we can to help you the best that we can.
Okay, Daddy.
All right? We're getting the best lawyer there is in all of Charleston. The best.
The best lawyer
Okay?
in all of Charleston.
They're going to take you to the circuit court judge, and they're going to get you a bond, okay? But that takes time. Understand?
Yeah.
So you have to suck it up, and you have to get through this until we can get some of this stuff behind us.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
Okay. Get tough.
All right. Love you.
Your mom is yelling. She loves you. She can't really talk to you very much because she can't breathe.
I love her too.
Huh?
Tell Mommy calm down.
Jamie loves you too, Mommy. So I don't know. Again, you need to find out the rules with that iPad. I'm getting a little nervous. I'm getting a little nervous right now talking to you as long as we are in case there's a time limit.
Well, I'll go talk to them and I'll ask.
Huh?
I'll ask them.
I can't hear you, honey.
I will ask them.
Yes. Find out, okay?
Okay.
All right?
All right.
All right. You want to continue talking or you want to relax a little bit?
I think I'm okay.
You're good?
Yeah.
All right. Because we want you to be able to call us, you know. I'm a little afraid, like we're going to use up time or something. I don't know.
Well,
So that's what you need to figure out. You need to figure that out so that we can utilize everything we can to talk to each other and see each other. Okay?
Okay.
All right?
Is there a time limit on the phone?
What's that?
And is there, how many calls can I make? She said that I can make as many as I need to.
Okay. All right. Then that's good. That's good. So you want to try to talk to Mom?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to hand her the phone. It's very hard to hear you, Jamie. Try to speak to the speaker or something, you know what I mean? Or the microphone.
Okay.
It's very hard to hear you.
Is that
okay,
better?
Here's your mom. Here's your mom. Hey, listen. I love you very much, Jamie. Okay?
I love you. I love you too, Daddy.
And we're going to do everything, okay?
Oh, my God.
Okay, Dad.
Dad's crying.
All right. Talk to Mom.
Oh, my God.
I love you, baby.
How
I love
sad.
you. Jamie. Hi, Mama.
Jen. Hi, baby.
Hey,
I
Mommy.
wish I could hold you, honey. I'm sorry. I can't hold you.
You have 1 minute left.
Jamie,
Yeah.
you're hanging there. Be strong, okay, baby?
Mommy, I'm so sorry.
You don't have to be sorry, baby. It's an accident, okay? I love you, Jamie. I love you to death. It doesn't matter. Okay?
Hello, Michelle.
Okay?
Love.
Everybody's loving you, baby, okay?
Hey, Mama.
You be good, okay, baby? Just try to do your best, okay? Know that we're here for you, okay?
Okay.
They're gonna click at the new calls whenever you can, okay?
Okay, Mama.
All right, be strong, baby, okay? Okay, you and Daddy be strong too, okay? We love you so much, Jamie, and we're gonna do the best we can, okay? Okay, I love you. I love you too, baby. Just take care of yourself, okay? Okay. Oh, wait, baby, call us as soon as you can again, okay?
𝗟𝗵𝗃𝗲. Goodbye.
Okay, so there you have it. That was the first phone call of her being in jail. What do you guys think? I saw a lot of you guys' comments. Behind the mask, ask a good question. I want to be forgiving, but where do we draw the line? What was her history? Does she give a shite? She does have a history of mental health issues. Allegedly, she does have an issue with alcohol. Yeah, it's devastating. So on the screen is Samantha Miller, who has lost her life over this quote unquote tragic freak accident, as Jamie calls it. We just played the first call. I will be back tomorrow with another set of calls. Here's the thing, like I said at the beginning of the live, the way that I received them through the police department, they're not numbered, not dated or anything. So I'm going to do my best to separate them through serial numbers, and we're just going to play them the whole first month, second month, third month, and we're going to go from there. So I'm going to put a bunch of calls in one live and then do like the next part and the next part. And then when we get to month of June and July, I'll let you guys know. Basically, if you have been following Wade Wilson, that's kind of what we're going to do here on my channel with all the calls, since I do have access to most of them. I believe I don't have like the newest ones, but I was more interested in getting the stuff closer to after the accident and Samantha losing her life. So, hey 𝗶𝗲, good to see you. Thanks for being here. How old is Jamie? At the time of the accident, she was 25. So I believe she is, so her birthday's September. So she's 26 now. Is that right? Yeah. 26 or 27. 2023, her birthday's in September. Hold on, let me pull up the police report. I did have the police report, but I didn't want to, yeah, September. So she's 26. Yes. Yes, Kat Randall. And like I said, she has court on Monday. Her trial starts on Monday. So that is why I wanted to start the calls this weekend. So I'm going to be playing the calls as we watch her trial play out on Monday. I will be covering it here on the evenings. So we're going to do trial and then we're going to do phone calls. So I hope you guys enjoyed this live and you guys got a good introduction and knowing of the case, so that when we cover these calls throughout the weeks on my channel, you guys know what's going on and who it is about, and we'll see what happens at trial. It starts on Monday, December the 2nd. Will you make a playlist? Yes, I am. After tonight, there will be a playlist on my channel of all the cases that I cover. So I will start a playlist tonight for Lee Komoroski calls. Like I said, there's only one other creator phone calls that I know that has some of them, and the rest I have received through myself paying for them and retrieving them through the police department. So I'm very excited to cover these calls. Dang, we gotta wait until tomorrow. Yes, this live is already almost 2 hours. So I was like, I'll do the first phone call and then tomorrow we'll get into all of them. There is a lot. I mean, I spent like 9 hours just trying to find out the dates, and they just sent them to me in like a file. I'm like, oh, nice. That's lovely. Lovely, Sheriff. But I don't mind doing the work. I want to hear all the calls. There's some that are very short. She's arguing with family members and then she hangs up. Some are cut off. Some she doesn't have money. I have some video calls. And like I said, I basically have the first year of calls. I know it's a lot of calls. So I'm going to, like I said, try to gather them all into a few lives. We're going to get through them. I hope you guys are down for that. Like I said, I will be covering the trial on starting Monday. in the evening. So make sure you are subscribed and you get notifications, all the good stuff. I appreciate you guys for being here. And I hope to see you guys throughout these calls. Make sure you hit that like button on the way out. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend. Bye.